Good evening, group. This situation calls for a quick live. Um, I don't own the copyrights to any music. If you hear any, I think I got it turned down where you really won't be able to hear it. But I wanted to do this live because I had a interesting conversation with Clifton Musgrove. Um, I was meaning to try to pull up my messages because I want to show what was sent to me by Mr. Clifton. Okay. So, this is where we're going to begin tonight. I just want to give everybody some clarity. And I always knew I had something special whenever I figured this out, but because of the situation tonight, when Lotto Wiz called me, he's upset because the posts that are being made from my book is from what he says and from these pictures he sent is his set of followers. So we go into detail a little bit. Well, I know a lot of people probably know Lotto Wiz. Probably heard a Lotto Wiz before they ever heard of Roy. But I'm gonna just start by saying, out of all the members here, and I probably will share this in the other groups just to, put it out there so people know it's a difference. Same outcome as far as the numbers and the followers, but it's a difference. And I'm explaining that in thorough reason why it's a difference. And how I became about dealing with numbers in this book and all the information that I use, even down to my files, to show everybody where this originated from. So first, before I go any further, if you don't know about Roy, a lot of people hear about, me through numbers, calling a hit or something like that, but I'm 41 years old. I first learned about lottery when I was about 15. My aunt once ran a lottery house in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from Sanford, North Carolina. I moved to stay with my aunt when I was, going to middle school. No, it was in middle school. Yeah, I moved to stay with my aunt. Go to middle school. So she ran a number house. So I was introduced to numbers at an early age. Now, skip past all the years that went on that my aunt did that. She ended it after I got older. But 2006, North Carolina first allowed lottery to the state. 2006. So from the fast forward from when I was 15 to 2006, I was probably 23. When I was probably spending $40, $50 a draw. I hit within the first month. North Carolina started lottery off of my birthday because I was playing pets, and I hit off the 129 4 days later. So, didn't know much about lottery. Only workout I knew then was tic-tac-toe. So, fast forward from North Carolina in 2006, I was living in Charlotte at the time because I moved to Charlotte from my hometown in 2003. So 2008, the economy got bad, it crashed, and I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio. I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio to stay with my cousins and my uncle. And I stayed up there about 4 or 5 years. So during that time, a member in the group right now can attest to this. I was a roommate, and I was working at Takumi Stamping, which we made Toyota car parts. So in Forest Park, Ohio, right outside of Cincinnati, I got off work and I went to the room, and I study numbers. I study numbers. So this, I don't know if everybody can see it. I might have to pick this camera up to show everybody. So the whole time, I had already worked at Caterpillar before. The whole time when I was in Ohio, this was me studying, writing down numbers, doing rundowns. If you look right here, this is the Pick 3 rundown on 498, 343. So every time Ohio would drop a number, I would start doing these rundowns. Now the same rundowns that you guys see that I post like this on the group wall, this is where it originated from for me. So y'all see those circles right there, 535, 085, 748. That same formula is put into the rundowns. So let me see if I get that going. I can't even get that one to change. I wanted to find that rundown so I can show as I go exactly what's going on here. But I'm gonna keep going until I can get this file to pop up. Let me see. We'll go here. Okay, so it didn't open up the correct way. I'm gonna close this out. None of those files. Okay, this one is working right. That's the Pick 4, not the Pick 3. What I need. What? Okay, hold on. It will not pop up for me. I'll have to pull it up on the group wall. Let me see. I'll go back to the group wall here for a second. What is search? I want everybody to really get a full clarity of what I'm about to show you and what I'm about to talk about because of the phone call from Clifton. Evidently it was brought to his attention by somebody either in his group or they seen a post, that post right there. They seen this post and he feels like it's a copyright infringement. So I sat on the phone with Clifton the whole time, driving back from the vet to get some more bags of IV because I've been dealing with these puppies. So as me and him is talking in the car, he seen that post brought to his attention by someone in his group, and I think he contacted Corey first, and Corey inboxed me, and right when I saw Corey inbox Clifton, I seen his inbox. He inboxed me, and then shortly after I made that reply, he was like 6 numbers. It's something about I was using his 6 numbers. So I said, what 6 numbers? And I figured this out in 2010. I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio in 2008. So in 2010, I'm doing all this right here. And I can't even find, okay, there go the search icon right here, 498. So I'm gonna type in this 498 and
see if I can pull it up. On the group wall so you guys can follow along and see. This is all I've been trying to teach the group for the last 3 years is this information. So I went to the group wall and I went in and found the 498 rundown. That 498 rundown is right here, right? If you look up there, you see that 085, 535, 243, 614, 173, 623. You look back down here where I handwritten every freaking run, every number handwritten. You see the 085, 535, 243 circle, 748 circle. Same numbers that are up here. Now, I did this after every draw that Ohio played. So this is how I figured out the rundowns. Now, as I'm doing the rundowns, numbers hitting the board and all that good stuff, you start seeing patterns. So I started seeing patterns with numbers playing. And I already, remind you now, I've been doing these rundowns, so you've seen the handwritten rundowns. So once I started seeing patterns, what you guys now see in the Pick 3 Followers book, this is every number I follow from Ohio draws. As they would play a number, I would do the rundown. You see the formula. I'm showing everybody that buys a book, whether you buy the book and you're not in the group or if you're in the group, I'm showing everybody how I get 632, 674, 278, 614, 650, 254. All of those are follows to the 626. And the reason why they are follows to the 626 is because the plus and minus. The plus is going to be that 737, 773. Let me get some more focus. I'm just lay it down. My hand shaking when I'm trying to hold it. I guess I've been kind of stressed, and then I got that phone call. It went pretty well. Like, don't get me wrong, y'all. I ain't got nothing against Clinton. I got much respect for him because when I found out that he had some of the same information, I'm thinking like, dang, this guy's really brilliant to figure this out. But I'm showing you guys this is how I figured it out. Same thing I told him, same thing, same conversation we had. I explained to him. He even tried to throw a number out there like the 164 and wanted, he asked me something about in his, let me go back. In his, right here in the messenger, he was asking me about these red numbers. See, I don't go off of that. I don't really know what those red numbers, he say they're indicators. So this is his book, this is his stuff. I don't use this because I want to know what makes 454 the follower to 664. This is why I sell you guys the true information. Like, I went through so many websites and all kinds of lottery history to figure out that the lottery math only use either plus or minus 111 for pick 3, or they use plus or minus 1, 2, 3. So that is the basic part of using the lottery math to get to your hit. Somehow he figured it out on his own. 1993 is when he said, which I don't doubt it. Clifton been in the game for a long time. He's a lot older than me. I was surprised that someone else had figured it out, but this do not show you why 654 and 678 is follows to triple sixes. This do not show you that. So you'll sit there and play, you see the 654 hit and you see the 678 hit. You'll be playing sixes and playing the ones, or just playing the sixes because you don't even see the ones right here. You got to know mirrors to know that the sixes is ones. But not only that, 678 can hit and they can play the damn triple fives right after. And you know why? Because triple fives is what show that damn number as a follower to the sixes. So I'm not worried about anything about any infringement. I'm not worried about that because I know the sleepless nights that I had doing followers by hand, every number after it hit, doing followers, every number after it hit. I met Glenn McKinney about 4 years ago with Georgia. This is how these files came to life. Clifton on the phone when we talked, he don't have any rundowns. He said he don't use the rundowns. However he figured out his formula, he went about it a totally different way, which I know there is different ways to come up with those followers. Just like people use 317 rundown. People use the 369. I don't use 369. I don't use 317. I don't use those other, lottery formats to get to the number. I'm showing everybody. Whenever I post stuff, you see it. There's the format right there. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 5. Now, while everybody is watching, understand this followers book has nothing to do with the 2, 3, 5 column that you guys see. That 2, 3, 5 information is not in the followers book at all. The followers book information is based on only the 1, 2, 3 rundown. It's gonna base off the first number and the last number, the top and the bottom number to this 218, the top and the bottom numbers to this 281. Those numbers connection back to the add one rundown. Same thing I told Clifton. I told him we spoke about 550. So this is how I tell him on the phone. Like, I can't show him this on the phone because I was driving. So this was the conversation. He said, well, how you get 548 as a follower to the 550? So I tell him, basically, I'll write it out here, right here for the group, so y'all can follow along. Cause this is all this information is, plus or minus. This is all it is. I know it's good stuff. 550, right? So the followers book is based on the rundown. Let me see. Let me go back because I want to show. I want to be able to pull the rundown while I show you guys this, but just check this out. So, me sitting in the room in Forest Park doing this. When I saw the number hit, I want to know what's like 550. What else is similar to the 550? We already know the mirrors. If you break it down, the exact mirror to it is going to be 005, right? The other two mirrors to it, the only other two mirrors would be trip zeros or trip fives. That's your first step, to know what the number is when it hit the board. I don't care if South Carolina played 342 tonight. We know that's still 892. They just didn't play 892. They played a mirror. The 892 can fall tomorrow right behind the 342. But we got to understand the number before you go to putting your money in the daggone on the slip. You know what I mean? You put your money you put your numbers on the slip, and then you're going to get them people your money, the hoping that your number come out or your pet. So sitting in Ohio doing this stuff, I want to know what that 550 is. So this, what I done, I take the 550, and I know if I just add 1 to each digit, it's going to give me 661, right? If I subtract from it, it's going to give me 449, right? Okay, so every way that 449 could come, I wrote it out. 449, 944, 494. This, what I'm showing you guys, is the same information for the pick four. You just taking that number, you want to know what it is. And so from the 661, I wrote it every way it could come. 616 and the what's the other one? 166. I want to know what is like this 550. What numbers the lottery can play that is the same as 550. So from the 441, instead of just subtracting, because if I add, instead of just adding back the 1 to each digit, it's going to lead me back to the 550. I want to use the 1, 2, 3 math to show me what's a follower to this 550, what's the same. So that 4, 4, 9 is going to give me 562. So I know right here 562 is the same number as 550. You guys might not understand that. 562 in that order is the same number as 550. If you just keep going, you want to keep doing the math to it, then you want to add 1, 2, 3 to this, to the 4, 4, 9 in this order, which will be 944. You're going to get 0, 67. So if that number was to play 055, 055 is the same number as 067. It's a follower to that number. This is why I'm showing people in the book. When you got the book, let me go back, scroll back up. That's the first page. When you got the book, you see that 562, 067? I haven't even done the other one, but y'all understand my point that I want to know what this number is. This is how I come up with the followers. Now, I told Clifton in the car about the 548. He asked about the 548, how you get the 548. He said, you don't just plus 1 to that, to add to that. He don't even use what I use. He don't even use the 1, 2, 3 and add 1 to get his followers. His exact words on the phone. So, however he done his, he done it. I don't know. I salute him, whatever. But I know how Roy spent sleepless nights figuring this shit out. And you can take that to the bank. I don't care, you know what I mean, what he decided to do. I think it really just upset him because somebody probably from his group seen that I was calling a hit or the number hit or something. I don't even know what it is. But this is what I told him in the car. To get that 548, what I do is I subtract 1, 2, 3 from that number. And when I said that, he was like, that don't give you 548. I said, Clifton, if you subtract 1 from the first 6, you get 5. If you subtract 2 from the 6, you get 4. If you subtract 3 from the 1, which y'all know lottery math, you do not carry over, so you look at this number like it's 11. And you subtract 3, it's going to give you 8, 548. 548. So, like I'm teaching my group and everybody that get the book, when you see these numbers hit, the 944 or the 067, or you know the mirror 512, when those two numbers hit the board, then you know that's money. You know that number or the mirror gotta show because they're showing you the pattern right here. They connecting the numbers. When those two numbers connect, this number gotta show. Vice versa. If 562 hit, 550 hit, they gotta come with this 449. It ain't no way around it. They may take 2 weeks to do it. They may take 3 weeks to do it. It might be the very next draw, but it ain't no way around it. When they unfold them patterns in your face, 550 or 548, it ain't no way around the 661. Only way they can do it is dodge it. They can just play the 116, triple sixes, or the ones. It's set. When they make these plays every day on Lottery Post, you guys, y'all check it on a daily basis. I mean, why we think 9/11, did 9/11 hit tonight? Yeah, 9/11 hit tonight, right? Okay, you add 111 to each digit. To each digit for the 9/11, what you get? 022? What hit Tennessee tonight? 202. So when you go to the followers book and you look up the 220 and the 9/11, you see the connections. Whatever, and the connection that you see, best believe the number gonna hit the board. It ain't no way around it at all. This is all the lottery use. 1, 2, 3, and adding 1. Minus 1 from the digits. Where is that 220 at? 022. But I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm being hateful or nothing, but that was a lot of work. And like I told him, I understand he put it, like he said, 93, 95, or whatever year it was. I imagine he said it took him 2 years. I imagine it did. It took me a minute to figure it out. I didn't have no book right away, but I figured this out in 2010. I'm telling you, I only worked at Takumi Stamping for like 4 years. Well, not even 4 years. I mean, like 4 months. I mean, in them whole 4 months, this was what I was doing. I was grinding, trying to figure out what's the system, how they keep playing these numbers, how they keep playing repeats, how they keep doing that. And this is what it was right here. If you look, you see that 220, the 911 hit? You can look at the way the number came, but automatically you know that it's going to produce those numbers. Now, if you got Clifton Book, this is what you're going to see in the white. That's it. That's all you're going to see is 218, 232, 290, 010, 214, and 034. And don't nobody know why the hell them numbers brought them, make them followers to the 220. So this is the truth behind the followers right here. You guys gotta understand what I'm saying. I don't try to hide nothing from anybody, especially my group. I ain't use only information that ain't originally mine that I'm probably using is like this right here, this lottery post. That's for everybody. That's for everybody. Pick 34 World. This is the free site. What I tell everybody to use. This is for everybody. Use that information to get your key pairs, your key digits. But other than that, when it comes to these rundowns right here and these followers, oh, best believe. Other than it being on this file, thank Glenn for that. But best believe I put in work to do every number in the rundown to figure out that formula 235. And Clifton even said out his own mouth, he do not have no pick 4 rundowns. He have a pick 4 quad book. He help people with pick 4 quads. But this right here is what the lottery use every day. Every day. Every day. And I told him about the pick 4 book. And I had to ask him because I'm trying to figure out why he. So, I mean, even after I explained it to him, how I got the 548, even after I explained that to him, he even said it's not how he got it. That's not how he figured out that the 548 is a follow to 550. So, I don't even really see the issue. I got proof, no matter how they want to go about saying it, that this is me. This is what I done. I'm telling you, all this information, it took me a long time to figure out the followers to all these numbers. It took me a long time. And see, you can see right here where they see that 715, I wrote C other. It's because Ohio had just played the number. It was a repeat. So I ain't want to write it down again. I just go back and look at the 17 that I already had, 715 that I already had wrote down. This information, the same information as this right here, what's in the followers book that anybody would purchase. Only thing I think he took offense was that I posted it. And I don't know because it didn't say anything about nobody else post. So he felt that it was copyright infringement because of the information that's in the white boxes. But like I tell him, that is not. The information is not the same. You may have the followers that are the same, but I'm showing everybody what brings those numbers. I'm showing everybody, like, don't be surprised that 651 hit 638 or the mirror 183 show and 751 show and then the 640 come. So like if you looking at some other information, you're gonna see 640, 638. But you don't know why the hell 751 hit next or 206 hit right after that. So y'all just really understand this information that I'm giving you guys, that I'm showing you guys. It's the truest form to lottery math. I mean, that's been used for years. But when lottery was first put into place, they used +111. They used +123. So you guys, y'all really gotta really see the light when it's coming to this a lot of your information. I mean, I know it's everywhere. It's all kinds of websites. It's all kinds of, you know, all forms of ways to come to, you know, people get numbers to play and all that stuff. But this is the real. Like, I don't know no other way to explain it. I show people and the followers versus history and the research. Like, you can look everything up that's right here. This ain't gonna never change. You know, like I told Clifton, 2040, this information still gonna be the same. Just like he said about his book. 30 years, the information been the same. And I feel him. I understand that. The information been the same. But it's like, you know, with what he sent me, I didn't put no words in my book because it ain't even about the words. It's about the numbers. I'm trying to tell people I ain't have to say nothing about what's in the book because it's about the numbers. You got to follow along. Once you make the connections, then you know to play 664 or 119 behind the 667 or the 112. That's the exact reason why it's set up the way it is. This is the information that he sent back to me that he saw. This is my post right here. And I imagine it's from the Five Downs group. It could have been from my group. It really don't matter from what group it was, because I know I posted it. It ain't like nobody else posted it. I posted it. So I'm telling you guys, when y'all see the information that I give you, you can backtrack it, or whatever for yourself and see that it's true. You see that it's true. Ain't nobody taught me this. This right here is what taught me this. Doing this right here. All of this stuff. I mean, that, like I said, it gotta be at least 10 years old now. Yeah, it was 2010 when I started, probably 2008, 2009 when I really started, but I really buckled down in 2010 where I started writing rundowns by hand. After every number hit the board in Ohio, it wasn't a draw that I missed that I did the whole freaking rundown on, because I wanted to know what connects these numbers, what type of patterns they pull every day. Rundown, 673 rundown. He don't even have a pick 3 rundown. He told me he don't use pick 3 rundowns. He just got this followers information. And the information do not tell you that 220 and 107 is connected to the 119. It don't tell you that the 022 and the 909 is connected to that 119. It don't tell you that. So it's a difference. It's the main reason why I did this video tonight, to show everybody that it's a difference. I don't know what just happened. Okay. The messenger dropped down. But everybody here in the group, y'all already know, if you watch the videos, there's ways on here that you can dig and find this information without waiting on me. Like I said, all this information with the quads, I don't know how anybody else give out information for quads, but all of my stuff is still on the group wall. So if you want to know about the quad rundowns, just go to the group wall and you can type in quad rundowns, put 0 through 9 like that, click on it, search the group. And this is right here, first thing popped up is the pick 3 rundowns. Y'all can go there and look at any pick 3 triple that hit the board, and you can see the connections to them right there all day. This is from the rundowns part, and it won't show in the follows. The only thing it's gonna show in the follows, the same thing that he has, is that you're gonna see the 1, 2, 3 is a follow to the ones, but you're not gonna see that the trip zeros connects these numbers that makes them followers to each other. You don't see that. You don't see that triple fives will show you the 111 mirror and the 123 mirror as a connection, which is going to be the trip sixes and the 678, what I just spoke about in the followers book. You go back to the followers book at the first page of the 055. you see right here, same thing if I was to go down here, there you go. Sixes, 768, 654 is what you would see in the other book. But in this right here, you see that triple fives rundown is going to show you 678, and that makes the connection to triple sixes. So for state, it don't matter if South Carolina played 678 and triple fives. Those sixes or ones is going to show because of that happen. If they played the triple sixes and the 678, then the triple fives or the zeros is going to hit because that connection hit the board. This is all the lottery used. So you guys, please take advantage. Use this information. Save it. Like I said, with the group wall, y'all save that. Save those rundowns. You can always flip back to it. If you don't save them, then you come to the group wall and you type in that trip 0 through 9 rundown, and you'll find all the rundowns for the trip 0 to 9. Quad rundown 0 to 9. It's right there for everybody in my group to use. It's right there. So I'm gonna set this phone back down right quick. What time is it? 9:16. All the lake states, California, they pretty much done cut off. Let me see. But definitely, you guys that got the book, new people that just got in the group that really don't know nothing about the book or just learning. I ain't tripping. He really mentioned, Clifton really mentioned, he said, I'd like for you to take that down. But he didn't say that he didn't want nobody else to post or nothing like that. He just wanted me to take that post down. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I done posted that information so many, not that same page, but I done posted so much information about the followers book. And I mean, there's probably so much of it out there right now where you could just save all the pictures and make your own book, which I think that's really what bothered him the most, is because he say people doing that to him. You know what I mean? Like, he'll sell somebody a book and he'll say his friend will buy it. You know, their friend will buy it and they share it. You know, he was like, well, I probably do the same thing. You know, that's obvious that most people don't do that. Their mom and daughter probably sharing the same book. Brothers sharing the same book. That ain't even what it's about to me. I'm just trying to get people the real information. So you ain't got to be going out here looking crazy, spending your money at the lottery. Like, you can see it. The number's there. Like, I ain't trying to hide that from nobody. When it comes to this followers, I had it like, this is how I use it on my files. Right here, the followers book. I turned it into putting all these numbers grouped together by mirror. So it ain't no question. It ain't no question what the mirror to 883 is. 338 is the mirror. It ain't no question what Triple H's mirror is. 3's is the mirror. So you're going to see this information right here on one page. You ain't got to scroll through 2-3 pages to find out what the files is, the 338. If you don't know mirrors, you know, it's going to be hard for you to really understand that anyway. So that's why the mirrors are on the same page. That's why 883 mirror is right beside it. That's why if you look at 326 right here in this position, the mirror right here is right 871. That's the mirror to it. 994 minus 123 is going to give you 871. That's what makes 871 a follower to 882. That's what makes it a follower. So every number that you see in the followers book is showing you the connections. Like I was telling someone, South Carolina, a person that's not in the group, they messaged me and they was like, well, how did you know to look at the 323 followers? You know, to know that South Carolina could play from the 323 followers. First off, if you look at the followers from the 113, let me see if I can blow this up. I don't even think that one can get any larger. Hold on. There we go. Yep. Got a large right there. Okay. So you check that out.
right here in the 113 followers, you see 101, you see 129, 101, 129, 309 on the top. Then you see 125 at the bottom, 143, and 323. Okay. All right. Now, if you already know what the followers are, so you can just go to those followers and look and see the connection. What connects this number to the 113? What connects that number to the 113? Of course, right here we see it's 200, 755, which is the mirror right above. Let me move up a little bit. Of course, we see that's the mirror right there, 200, 755. So you want to know what connects this number. Other than here, of course, it's going to show it somewhere else because 323 has its own followers, right? Same thing at 390 is going to have its own followers. 129 is going to have its own followers. 101 is going to have its own, 125 and 143. So you go to those followers and you see what the connection is. Like, keep in mind, not that I know of, South Carolina ain't played 323 or 878 in the last 3 weeks. I looked early and I didn't see it in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I seen mirrors. I seen 382. I seen the 283 and I seen the 738. Now, if I go look at the 332 followers, there we go right here. Let's see, 320. Scrolling. Okay, here we go. 332 followers, which everybody in the group seen this because I made the post already tonight in the group about it. The seeing the 332 here, you see what connects the 311 to that number. Now, South Carolina played the 434 today midday. They played the 113 last night. But using the followers book, all you got to do is look at all the followers and see what connects that number. What makes, like I said, we just looked at the 113 followers, so we knew we could see what connected 323 to that number. We seen the 200. But you can go further into this information and just search. Like I said, I wrote them down. You can't even see it. That lighting is bad. 101, 129, 309, 125, 143, and 323. So I can go to the 101, the 011 followers, and do the same thing. I want to know what's up with the 113. So that's why I'm looking at it in that way. So I go here to the 110 followers. I find the 113, exactly how South Carolina played it. So I don't know if South Carolina played the 110 or the 665 or the 900 or the 545, but that's what's connecting those numbers together, the 113. If you look at the top, which is 668, I think New Jersey played it today, 866. You see that 866 is connected to 665 through the 545. It's self-explanatory. That's why I say I didn't put, other than those words right there, followers to this mirror set, but other than the words on the front cover and the words that's in the table of contents and all those words you see is page and followers, I didn't want to put any words into the book because I know it's self-explanatory, but other people might not. And, a lot of people that just get in the book, they do ask questions like, well, how do you know this? Or how do you know the 017? Or how do you know to look for the 062 after the 500? Or how do you know to look for the 512 after the 500? You just got to track your state. And that's what I tell everybody. When you come in to the state, like I'll look at North Carolina right now, 967 hit. That number hit 3 times. And I think I asked somebody in the group, I don't know if it was the group wall or the chat, I didn't get back to it, but I wanted somebody to check to see the followers of that 967 because it's a reason that number hit the board 3 states today. Of course, like I tell everybody in the group, it's one system. We are playing against one system. Though just because it's Georgia, just because it's South Carolina, New Mexico, different state, they don't mean anything. They using the same lottery formula to run, these systems in every state, every country, whatever you want to, whatever you want to think, whoever you can think of that runs lottery, they using the same thing. And St. Vincent, Bahamas, most of them places like that, they use our numbers too. They let their players play numbers for our states. It's just like what Five Dimes was for us, or Bet Any. But it's the same system. That ball, I done shared it a couple of times, the draws from St. Vincent. You look at that machine, it's the same. It might not look the same or built the same as far as the shape and color and the glass and how you see the number, but they say the same thing every time. This first terminal has balls 0 through 9 in it. That's what they tell us, right? We see that all the time. If you watch a pre-draw or evening draw or whatever, they tell us that 0 through 9 is in that first section. 0 through 9 is in the second section. And 0 through 9 is in the third section. Who's to say 0 through 9 is really there? Whatever they say, it's still a formula. I think really the draws is just illusion, just to get the players to think, okay, it's being done fairly. Whether it's fair or not, they still got a formula they going by. They still using a system. Whether it's fair or not, they still using 1, 2, 3. They still using add 1. They still using the 2, 3, 5. All these rundowns for pick 3, you can find them on the group wall. You don't have to wait for me to pull them up, even though I will if people, you can ask many members in the group. If you couldn't find the rundown and you wanted me to pull it up, if I had time, I'll snatch it and, send it to you, post it in a group and tag your name or something like that. But it ain't no way around the lottery math as far as the formula they're using in every state, every country. This is the only thing that Clifton had an issue with, because he don't have pick 3 rundowns. He don't have pick 4 followers. He don't have pick 4 rundowns. And like I tell everybody in the group, if you know about the rundowns by now, this is where I get the followers. This is where I get the followers. Right here in the 1, 2, 3 section of the rundowns. This top and bottom, when you look at the followers to 293 and you look at the followers to this 071 right here, when you look at 071, you're going to see this 182 broke down all 6 ways, showing you the 195, 168, 708, 799, 500, 069. When you put in 293 and the followers, you're going to see this 182 broke down every way it can come, and you're going to see the 205, the 241, the 935, the 944, the 304, 331. This is the formula. Now, I'm not going to say it's the only formula, because obviously he don't use the 1, 2, 3 or the minus 111 to come up with the numbers, and I can speak from experience because just like Angie, a lot of people use that EML, but I know she uses it a lot. That formula is different from my formula, but in some cases it shows the same output. For another example, Nicole has a formula for pick 3 and pick 4, but it all boils down to the numbers that are being played is showing us the same numbers. I see in the chat or in the group, she may post a number coming from a number, and it's how she's getting it from her formula of rundowns. It's still the same outcome. So I know it's different processes and different steps people are using, tic-tac-toes, whatever you can think of as a workout, your grids, the 4-way grids where they put 4 numbers across, 4 numbers straight down. It's so many ways to come up with the hit, but I wanted to know the truth for myself based on what was being used for me, 1, 2, 3, and the adding 1, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to figure it out for myself, and that's what I did. Ain't nobody teaching me this. Like I told Clifton on the phone, the first time I heard about Clifton was through Chris John. I met him in one of Corey's group. Not personally, but a lot of people through Corey, and even Corey I haven't met personally. I just talked to him on the phone a few times. Always chopped it up with him in the group, Messenger or something like that. I know that's a busy person, just like I know Clifton, a busy man. But this is me. From the beginning of this video, what I've been telling everybody, this is all me. Like, I had to really grind to learn this. I had to grind to learn this information. Like Clifton said on the phone, I mean, he said he can name all 6 of these numbers without even looking at it. And I believe him. If you've been doing this for 30 years, you probably can. But he couldn't tell me that the 990 is the reason why the 013 is connected to the 100. He couldn't tell me that the 909 is the reason why the 022 is connected to 100. So that's my whole reason for doing this video, to let people in the group, in other groups, or whatever groups y'all in, it is what it is. I might not post nothing else from the book again. Just because, like I told Clifton, I respect him. I feel like, for him to figure out what he figured out, however he did it, because he didn't give me his formula, but he told me how I figured it out isn't what he used. So, I mean, not that I need it anyway, because I already figured out what I needed to figure out with the numbers. But he just felt like he didn't want me posting it, because he didn't say nobody else posted it. He said I would like, he would like for me just to take it down. But like I said, I've posted several of these. Which one is he talking about taking down? All of them? Like, I mean, I'm not finna go back through those groups and take down all them posts of pictures of the followers. I think, more than anything, I think it really bothered him that the way I came up with the formula, the reason why these numbers are above it, all he really talked about was in the white, because he don't have these numbers included to his 100 followers. He don't have 112 broke down every way it can come included in his followers. It don't show you that if South Carolina, North Carolina played 211 or 100, that the 198 or the 643 would show. 643 is the mirror. So it's set up foolproof. Like, the book is the book. I ain't changing it. I got too much information to show that I've been doing this for a long time by hand before it ever became on this file, before it ever became a book. The Pick 4 and all that stuff, don't nobody use it. Don't nobody use that formula. Nobody use 2355. Don't nobody use it. I mean, just like, when me and him talked on the phone, he even said that, like he got people in his group that had his book for 10 years. But, of course, their information don't change, but they don't know how to use it. They can't tell you how he got the number. I don't even know, like I said, he didn't go into his formula, how he come up with those followers. But I'm telling everybody right now, I just told you how I come up with them. And I can show you tomorrow. I can show you the day after that. I can show you the day after that. I can show you the day after that on every number. Like, I ain't going to sit here and say I remember every number that's a follower to 100. I may not remember that because I'm looking at Pick 4, I'm looking at Pick 3, I'm looking at all kinds of stuff. People do it differently. If you guys know me, you guys know Corey, y'all know he do it differently. That's a great number caller right there. Y'all know, I mean, he can take them steps with you. And I salute people that try to treat people right. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't start my group on no, I'm just trying to take in, I'm just trying to make money, I'm just trying, because if that was the case, I'd just keep all this information for myself, study myself. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like I'm trying to help people, show people, and give them the information and the knowledge that I have. Because in this group right here, I keep it real. I mean, from 2017 to now, I ain't been trying, like, it ain't no holding back for me. If I see it, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna post it. If I know the state, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna post it. If I know the number coming, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna post it. That's how I feel. You know, I ain't saying that every number I call is coming out. I never felt that way, and never will I ever feel that way, that everything that I call is coming out. It may not come today. It could be 5 days later. It just all depends on the patterns, the way they running these numbers, from your state to my state to whatever country. Y'all just got to understand, like I tell everybody, I start the basics with Tuesday to Tuesday. There's no reason I should have missed 967 in North Carolina. But, you know, the way the patterns hit the board today, it had already hit twice. So it make you as a player think, well, damn, that number ain't going to come again. And bam, North Carolina played it again, 967. It's the same system. And ain't no way around it. I can show you right now, I just posted about my birthday followers, how that 132 made that 967 come. It ain't, you know, it ain't gonna never change what I post and what I've been posting. I might get a little better at it, but it ain't gonna be nothing. Just like I talked a few minutes ago about the 571 and the 550 being connected to each other. We haven't. Let me see, North Carolina, because we haven't played. We ain't played no trip, and North Carolina is due for a trip. Let me see. At 550, 517. Y'all see it right there. I had just glanced and saw North Carolina did that Friday, right here at the bottom. Friday, November the 6th. So from that Friday right there, I would have expected the 449 to hit on the next Friday. But y'all see it right there, 944. This information is not going to change, man. Look, 517 and 550 played on the same day in North Carolina. It's showing you. You just got to keep up with the patterns. Don't ask me why I ain't hit it, because I should have. I should have been the main one hit it. But I'm all over the place. Y'all got to understand, I'm trying to help people in different states. It ain't no focus on me. It ain't never, since I started this group, it ain't never been about me. It ain't the focus as far as numbers and as far as hitting and winning the lottery. I put that behind when I started the group. I put me second to the group. The information is out there. If you guys don't believe me, if you ever watch the videos, I'm telling you, the videos tell you a lot of stuff. Like, it shows you in the group wall where the false trip followers are on the group wall. Even if you don't have a book, you could have looked up 550, and somewhere this would have popped up and it showed you that. But you guys can see it right here. 550, it hit backwards, 055 and 571 right there at the bottom of the screen. On that Friday, like I said, I normally look week to week, Friday to Friday. And you can go midday to midday. But you can see the pattern changed a little bit. They didn't wait till that Friday. They dropped the number early. They dropped it on the day before the Friday morning draw. 944 hit. The proof is in the pudding. You wouldn't have got that from no other book. Period. Unless you just did a tic-tac-toe rundown on 550 from last Friday, or, you know, you did the plus or minus. Some people just do the tic-tac-toe out of the plus or minus. They'll put 661 up below it and 449 above it, and then they try to figure out the numbers, you know, the next number to come to it. But it's right there just off of adding one. That's why I have the formula set that way to where people know, you know, the connection to this number. You know the connections to those numbers. We played it 944 order. If they did it forward or backwards, we should see one of those numbers soon. 067 or 512, 017 or the 562, which I already know the 017 was a repeater before the 550 ever played in North Carolina. This information is there. It ain't gonna change. I'm telling you guys. So I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna try to get a little bit more focused. Cause it's about to be crunch time. It's almost Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up. I just gotta get it together so I can help more people. Really show you guys, like, constantly. I'm gonna always say what played last week. I'm gonna ask you what played last Tuesday. I'm gonna ask you what played last Tuesday night. If you ask me about a number, if I ain't even followed your state, that's gonna be the first thing I say. I'm at least ask you what played yesterday, night draw, day draw. You're gonna check to see what played last Thursday, because this a language. Every day, this is a language. This right here is a language. This lottery formula that's being used, it's a language. They showing us what they leading to. Now, they might not tell us what day it's gonna drop, but we know the language. The book is giving it to you. And like I said, the Pick 4 book is going to be the same way. It's going to give you that information. I told Clifton, I was like, well, man, the way you talking about the book, I said, people was buying it. It ain't like they buying it like that, but I said, I'm thinking about dropping this Pick 4 book. I really was going to do it last month, but I got tied up. I said, I'll drop the Pick 4 book, but I might have to charge $100 for the Pick 4 book. The way they tripping about it, they're gonna Pick 3 book. Like, man, this is me. He explained how he put in that hard work and figured out them numbers. This is what I did. I just showed you guys on paper. On paper, that's what I did, like, by hand, daily. After I got off of work from Takumi Stamping, we made Toyota car parts right there in what was that? It was in Fairfield. I think it was right outside of Fairfield where Takumi Stamping was, somewhere out that way. But it ain't no lie. It ain't no lie behind it. But I'm telling you guys, I put in a lot of work and effort into figuring this little system out that I got, that I use. Everybody just stay focused. I know we all going through stuff. Try to stay prayed up. If you don't pray, I hope somebody that will pray, whether you meditate or whatever it is. It ain't about color, religion, politics, or none of that. When it comes to you just trying to better yourself in life by playing this game, you don't want to just step in this game and just give your all away. But I'm telling you, it's a process to it. If you take your time and study these numbers, set yourself up on a budget. Like me, myself, like I said, in 2006, when North Carolina started lottery, I was playing $50 a draw. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was making $1,000 a week at my job, so it wasn't like it was killing me, but I still look back like that was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't but one number coming out. Unless I'm putting $50 on one number, why am I going up here putting 50 on 50 numbers? Of course, that better my odds, but I changed my ways since then. Since 2010, when I started learning more about it, I just have to set it. You set your own self up. Your budget of how much you want to play for the week. Get that focus on one number. Do you track down the information? Like I said, anybody could use the Fowles book and seen the connection to this number. Now, you might would have had to hold the 449 or 994 for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 days. You got to think about how much money you can put into that number for 11 days. Even if it ain't but $1, you playing 50 cents for that in the mirror. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. You at least spending at least $10, $15 just playing 50 cents on it. But a box number, 50 cent box in the store is going to give you $80. People ain't really looking to hit small money or $40, $80. I know that. I've done it for quite some time, but I'd rather take that 40 than to go up here and spend 40 in a draw and don't hit nothing. So I'll be happy to get 40 back, especially if I went up there and spent $40. So you just really got to study the game, follow your state. Now, honestly, like I said, if I was looking at this good enough for North Carolina, I would have known that the 944 or the 499 was a good possibility to show soon. And soon could have been the next draw. Soon could have been the next following night. But you can see they trying to pattern this stuff out. That number really was meant to hit Friday. If they didn't play it nowhere within that next day draw or skip a day and go to that draw, sometimes they run a 5-day pattern where you can see numbers from 5 draws before connect to certain numbers. You just got to look at your state and kind of fill out their pattern. You kind of understand how the numbers is falling off of each other. Just like this pattern from state to state. North Carolina 132, 876. We did it before South Carolina did it. South Carolina did the same thing that following Saturday, I think. And this ain't got nothing to do with math or nothing. It's just got something to do with the patterns from different states. We using the same formula. If you look right here, 123 hit Saturday. North Carolina played at 132 last the Tuesday before or something. Then Monday, South Carolina played the mirror to it. Same type pattern, just in a different state, different day and time. So, as long as you watching the patterns, watching the boards, studying these numbers, you won't never be lost. I mean, I know we all, all got different lifestyles where we got jobs or careers or, stay-at-home moms or whatever it may be. But if you're going to put in that money, in that store, in that state, and then, bet any, if you're going to put your money into it, really take the time to look over the information. You know what I'm saying? Look over the process. What? Dang, Maryland got that 7564. I just seen that. Oh, 5324 hit tonight too. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, they finna act up. They ain't play no trips in the last 2-3 days. All kinds of triggers for quads been hitting. They definitely finna do something. And I ain't really had time to look into it, but all the information is right down the group wall. If you're in my group, y'all know those Pick 4 Series followers is already there. Pick 4 Series followers is already there. It's gonna show you the quad that it's connected to. It's gonna show you the daggone Pick 4 triples and Pick 4 doubles is connected to. Let me go back. Let me see. See if I can pull up the group wall again right here. Let me see. Series. Dang, I can't type. Y'all see I'm doing one hand. Let me see. Series. Oh no, okay, that's not it. But you're gonna see. Here you go, right here. If you can remember that title, Pick 4 Series followers, or just type in one of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. But you come right here. Like I said, North Carolina played at 6-7-5, 5-6-7-8 last night, and I hate that this screen ain't really clear enough on okay, I can see it better. I hope in the group can still see it. But yeah, you come right here to these followers, and you can look up. Here go to 9012, and you can see the next picture. The picture before was the 5467. That's the one Maryland played tonight. And we know the 5-6. What's that? What was that? Delaware. Wasn't that Delaware? Oh, they played 5324. 5324. But yeah, you can see right here, like on the foul, I can highlight them for you, but right here I can't. You can see that 7333 is there, which is 2888. If you go to the next picture, you'll see the mirrors to them. That's why I have the Pick 4 book is going to be set up that way. The followers book is going to be set up to where you can see the mirrors. So like you won't be guessing or second guessing yourself when you see a number. You're going to see the mirror too. So you got two choices. You play that in the mirror, or if you know which one it is, you just play that one. But like here, looking at the 4, 5, 6 followers, 4, 5, 6, 7 followers, I see right here on this corner, the 4s and the 7s. So I automatically know 2s, 7s, 4s, and 9s are connected to that 4, 5, 6, 7 or the 9, 0, 1, 2. Now, the 7s and the 2s is connected to that series because of 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 0, 1. Same thing if you look here, you're going to see the 2s, 8, 9, 0, 1. In the rundown of 8901, you're going to see quad 2s, and right beside that, you're going to see the 9012. That makes the 9012 followers of the quad 2s because of 8901. And just to show you guys, I'll show you again right here, 8901. When I type it in, I see 7s right there. Right beside 7890, it's going to show you the 7s. So when I go back here, hold on. Did I type in the right one? 8901, show me the 7s. I might have put in the wrong one, the followers. Oh, okay. I didn't scroll down enough. I need to put it in the other way. 1098. There you go. No, 1089. Oh, no, there it is right there. See, there you go. 2109 is right beside the quad 2s. That's what made those followers whenever. Let me see, I went back too far. There we go. Same thing I was just talking about is the dang, how did the screen go back down again? Did I skip them already or something? Hold on. I might have went to a different post by accident because I don't even see the 2s and 7s no more. Well, anyway, you can see it on this one, 7890, but was just showing the 7s beside it. But this information is right there on the group wall for you guys to go look at. Anytime a series in the Pick 4 hit, I would look at that, or I would go to the rundowns. Most of the time, the information is right there in the followers. The same way this book operates. The same way this book operates is the same way this file operates for every Pick 4 number, whether it's a single, a double, or a double-double, or a quad, or a triple. This works the same way as the book works. It's just no way, like in the book, you see in the blue, I got a number wrote every way it could come. I don't have 1119 every way it could come showing you which one it is. That's the only difference because it would take up too much room. I don't have 3, 4, 5, 7 every way it could come showing you which one is connected to. But know that when I post this information, that's what it is. When you see, let me see, what was the last double-double? South Carolina played 0-1-1 yesterday. So when I look at this, I know 990 is 4455. I can't remember which state played that yesterday, but the 4555, the 4455 hit yesterday before the 0011 did. But across the bottom, right here in the blue, that I highlighted just there, every one of these numbers in white are followers to the 0011 because of 9900. 9900 is what produced these numbers as followers. Now, this is the same concept in this book. I found it strange that if I know how the formula is for this, why wouldn't you know the formula to the Pick 4? So that's my point of the group tonight and this live, to let you know that the information is there for you guys. It's real. Like, I had to figure this out on my own. Ain't nobody showed me this. And I'm showing you guys for a small fee. I know a lot of group charges a lot of fees, a lot of different monthly fees and stuff. I ain't got time for all that monthly stuff. I can't keep up with all that, you know, who paid and who ain't. I ain't got time for all that. But y'all just gotta, you know, use this information to the best of your ability. If you need help, hit me up. You know I will. I really don't know what to say because I ain't even expect to say this much. But I just had to let everybody know what was going on because of the all the hype about the book now. I ain't gonna blame nobody, but I know a few people that's using the book and they killing right now. So I guess that's why the hype so much. So I can't blame them for doing good using the book. And the reason why I got contacted by Clifton tonight. But you guys, I'm gonna try to help as much as I can. And, you know, as long as God allow me to do it, I'm gonna do it. That's just me, and that's just how it's gonna be until I can't do it no more. But like I said, y'all go to the group wall. A lot of this information is already there for you. The main thing, because this information don't change. The information that we using to find these numbers, it don't change. But the pattern is gonna change in your state. Like they're gonna do something different, you know. So you just gotta keep up with what's going on in your state. As long as you coming up here to lottery post or using your state website and you looking at these numbers that's hitting the board, you watching what's hitting the board, whether you doing pairs or key digits or what it may be, you just keeping track of what's being played. And those that have the followers book, you really can see all of the connections to the numbers as they hit the board. You know, it may not line up perfectly to where, like I said, Friday to Friday or Tuesday to Tuesday, whatever it might be, but the information is there. And it's a reason why they play the 967 in North Carolina today. It's a reason why they played 860 last night. I mean, it's a reason why last Tuesday night they played 788. Now, from my information that I give out in the group and all that stuff, from the followers and the rundowns, I would think that because of this, 788 last week and the 967 today, because of what I know in the rundowns, that I would think North Carolina would play the 999s or the 444s, or maybe even a repeat to the 944 or 499. Only because I know 788, that split double is going to trigger, it does trigger nines. And it, like I've told guys in the group plenty of times before, those split doubles that trigger the trips, you can see that information in the pick 3 rundown. So when you're looking at a rundown, you know, with the let me see if I can find it, because I want to show exactly. I hate my file for my pick 3 didn't accept the numbers right away. Let me see. It still wouldn't let me. No. Okay. It still won't let me change it right now. I'm gonna put it on the group wall right quick. I think it's that. I want to say it's 546. I might be wrong. No, what it show the nines? 8, 6, 7, 8. It might be the 6, 7, 8 right now. Let me check that out right quick. I'm gonna try to make this quick because I know people really trying to, you know, get their plays in for the late draws, and some people probably get ready to go to bed. Let me see. Let me see. Six, 7, 8. It ain't the 6, 7, 8. It'd have to be. might be the 012. So let me go. Here we go, 210. Okay. Y'all see this column right here in front of you, right there? You see that? The 1, 2, 3 rundown is going to show that the 012 shows the triple nines. And also in the 012 rundown on the 235 side, it shows 887. Those numbers beside each other, if they was ever to play in your state at the same day, of course, I think Georgia did it a few years back, where they played the 887 and the nines came that night. It might have been a couple days apart, but usually in the rundowns, it don't matter which number in any of these rundowns. If you see two of the numbers play the same day in the same state, it's automatically going to trigger that number or the mirror. 021 or 567 will hit that state if 908 and 896 falls the same day. It don't matter which place it is in the rundown. If you see those two numbers hit your state, 885661, the same day, it's going to trigger the 021 or the 567. It may not hit the next draw, but it will come one of the two. One of the mirrors will, one of that number or the mirror, not all 8 mirrors, that number or the mirror will show. But I wanted to find this rundown to show you guys this information, split double information, is based off the series rundowns. Every one of them. You look right here. As a matter of fact, Nicole brought it up about Arkansas. You guys better check out Arkansas soon. Arkansas probably going to trip because they've had so many split doubles play in the last week for trips. You see right here, the 445 is right beside the threes. It's because of the 210 that the threes and 445 is connected. When you see 445 hit or 454 hit, it usually trigger the threes. I'm not saying that it's going to always bring threes, because it could always mirror to the eights. You just got to keep that in mind, what mirrors are whenever you playing your numbers, even doing the research to see which mirror has been hitting. Is that number due? Is it hot? Or if it is cold, it's been out 2 years? Or, you got to really dig and do that research on these numbers. So if I go back up here to the group wall, I go over here to media, and on media I want to click on albums. So when I go to the albums, it's one album that I don't want to say the name wrong because so many people on her keep going. Oh my God, why I can't remember her name right now. She did those rival albums for every state. That's some Pick 34 information. It's seen right there. It's not that I'm trying to cover their name up and use it or nothing like that. It's Pick 34 information. Everybody know that. It ain't no stealing or nothing like that. That's information that evidently her subscription gives, or whoever subscription gives. I'd use this free information like I showed everybody. Go right there and get the do pairs, do digits, or whatever. But that photo was made by a group member trying to help everybody out in the group, showing you what numbers is due for your state. But I always go to charts when I go to the albums. The chart's gonna show me my decimal chart. There's videos on that. You guys can go check it out. Pull up decimal chart. It'll show a video and basically how the numbers are connected. This is the first pair chart I made when I started the group. It's just a basic pair chart off of the doubles. And it's not every pair that can come off of the double. It's just the basic one that I know plays a lot. Like I tell everybody, 22 pair gonna always bring 10 pair. If the 10 pair hit first, you're gonna see the 22 pair soon. Or if the 22 pair hit first, you're gonna see the 10 pair. 10 pair, however you want to look at it, 01 pair. But you can't cancel out, because if you see 22, don't mean that 65 might not show up behind it. 7-7 pair is the same as a 22 pair as the mirror. So a 7-7 pair brings 6-5, then it also will bring that 1-0. You got to keep that in mind. If 7-7 pair brings 6-5, it also can bring that 1-0 because 22 is the mirror to 7-7. So if the 10 pair play, say 104 hit, then we know 224 is the follower. It could play any 2-2 pair. I'm not saying that just because 104 hit that they're going to play 224 behind it. It don't always happen that way. They will play the 2-2 pair or the 7-7 pair. It may just be another number. Just like the 0-1 pair, any pair can follow each other. It could repeat. But the 0-1 pair is known to do that. So like you might see 109, you'll see 102 come within a few days of each other. You see 105, you'll see 107 coming. 106, you'll see 107. 106, you'll see 108. So you just got to keep that in mind, the patterns that your state is playing. Also, I try to tell people I don't really follow up that. Oh, why is this doing that? I don't really follow up to with the sums that much. But if you guys really looking at your state, if y'all really, really paying attention to what's going on, you can see the way the sums are falling. You can tell this. This is another part to add to your artillery. You know what I mean? To add to your weapons that you got for the game, because just knowing what sum played last Tuesday help you or lead you to a set of numbers. Say some 19 hit last Tuesday. And you can come right back in here and it might be, there's only 10 numbers in some 19. You can sit here and look and kind of compare to what, workouts and files and rundowns that you're using and tell, what if the sum is due to come back, if they're going to play another number from the sum or just the patterns of the way they've been using the sum. Let me see if I can make this smaller. I don't know why it blew up so big that quick. But yeah, just using that information. Like, I'll go look at the 9-6-7 North Carolina played today, right? So if I look on here and see the 9-6-7 in the sums, I see it right here on the 22. It's sum 22, right? 499 is the same sum. 589 is the same sum. 688 is the same sum. And 778 is the same sum. Now, I'm not saying North Carolina is going to play one of those sums right back tonight, but you just got to keep in mind of the like sums. I know we didn't play the 499 recently, but we played the 944, which is a mirror to that to that same sum, 499, which is also connected through the rundowns as a link to those numbers. That 679 mirrors always gonna bring the 449 mirrors, 999s, 444s, 624, 179, which is mirrors to the 169. Their trigger. They will trigger trip 4s, trip 9s, 499, 994. A lot of the numbers that we see in followers, rundowns, or whatever it may be, they're connected through sums. So when you look at the followers book, some people got this followers book, you can see right here, of course, these two numbers are mirrors to each other, 017 and 062. They are mirrors to each other. But they are also the same sum, sum 8 and sum 8. Same thing if you look up above here, 9-3, that's sum 12, 4-8 is sum 12. Right here is sum 12, and they're also mirrors. So like when I look back at North Carolina a few minutes ago, then I seen how the mirror hit 512 before the 055 came, and then they came right back with another mirror. And if you look at the book and the 550 followers, you'll see the 512 mirror right here. Same sum, which is 067 is the same sum as 517. So a lot of state patterns are being based off of the sum, period. Even though they are followers, even though those are mirrors to each other, that whole bottom row right there are mirrors to each other. it's still based on the sum. Now, they might try to trick you by, you might think 06, okay, since 512 hit right here, which is none of, let's see, 6. Okay, yeah, that's the same sum also. You got sum 8 all the way across the bottom. So 512 hit, you may be led to believe that 062 or 017 would come, especially after that 550 played that day. But you just got to keep that in mind, that those same, the mirror to this number, the sum matches the same sum to that, even though it's also a mirror. Just like we see, you see the repeats happening. 679, 967 played back today. So North Carolina definitely, playing repeats, playing different stuff to dodge from dropping that trip. We know the trip is coming soon, and I would like to think that they're gonna play the 9s, but it may not happen that way. They may they could come off of last night's number, which is the 860. 860 last night is linked to the 8s and the 8s and 3s. So when I say in the group, consider the mirror, consider the plus or minus. This is why, because they give you so many triggers of what the target could be. The target could be 9s, right? We could be looking at last Tuesday and think, okay, the 9's going to play tonight, or the 4's going to play tonight, or 449 or 994. That would be the target. But you got to consider the plus or minus, because they can keep these patterns going by just playing off of the number, plus or minus. It's one reason why the followers book is set up that way. It's a reason why the rundowns are set up that way, to see the whole blueprint to the number. Pretty much, when I look at this, I want to see all of the information, because it's going to show me numbers that we played last week. It's going to show me numbers that we played yesterday. It's going to lead you to the next hit. Basically going to run you back to the add one rundown, the plus or minus to that number. Let me see. 788. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying about the plus or minus. That target for the night, if I was looking at last Tuesday, I would really be on the 999s. But you got to keep in mind, they can play the 8s, they can play the 0s. I would think stronger about the 8s because of the 860 hit last night. But you got to consider the mirrors to that also. It's 333s, 338 or 883 could also be played because of what, the patterns that that's been hidden in that state. I mean, I'm not trying to confuse anyone. You just gotta take your time and look at stuff. If you wanna, if you don't really take your time and you ain't got time to study, and you waiting for somebody to post a hit, you're gonna play something somebody posts, then try to focus on one thing. Don't try to play everything somebody posts, especially if you ain't done no homework behind it. Some people are hot and they can call a hit this day, that day, every day. You can go play them all state or whatever. You'll profit some. You might hit big. And I hope all of you hit big at some point and keep hitting big. But you really just got to take your time, study your state, track them numbers. And then it would just, it'll reveal itself. It's going to reveal itself. You're going to see, after you hit the number, with, that's the greatest part of it. When you finally hit, you kind of remember why you hit the number. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you hit it big enough. Whether somebody just gave it to you or not, you might remember, okay, Roy gave me that number. But if you really did some work behind it, you can see why Roy gave you that number, or why someone gave you that number, or, just doing the research yourself to know what we was calling, the reason why we was calling the number, the reason why we knew it was coming, or the reason why we knew it would show. That's when you really learn the game. Whether you sit back and don't play nothing all week long, You just sit back and you just watch the patterns, and you can see what's falling, and then you catch on to which direction they're going into, and then you make your move. You can step out there with, $5 or $10 or whatever, and you try to really, profit big off a few dollars, because you already got in mind exactly what you're looking for. You already got in mind exactly what they should be playing and what's due. You already included all the factors that you need to include to really go out there and make some money off of this lottery. So guys, I'm going to sign off with that. I've been talking long enough. I got to do more videos because I want people to be in tune. Not saying you got to be entirely focused, because this ain't everybody's life. Everybody's life ain't based on lottery, and I know that. Believe me, I know that. So, with that being said, I'm going to keep doing me. Ain't nothing going to change. Ain't nothing going to change as long as I still got breath in my body. Like I said, when I first started the group, it was about 80 members. We're up over 500 right now. But the story ain't gonna never change. Before I started the group, I had to pray. Like literally, I really had a deep, deep prayer about starting this group, because I was seeing so much negativity before starting the group. I've seen a whole lot since, but I try to keep it. It ain't really in my group. I saw that beforehand, before starting my group, and that was the really main thing that I was focused on. Was like, I had to really pray to, find that balance to where I wanted to be right. Like, I wanted the information to be right. I done made some mistakes and posted the wrong numbers, or, thought I typed in 338 and typed in 328, and that I made those mistakes, just by typing fast and stuff like that. But I didn't want to be misleading to nobody. And that's why I had that prayer. Like, I wanted to put everybody that I could help first, as far as this go. I want to be able to put my members first before me. Like, I even said I'll put myself on the back burner. My wins, my plays, it ain't that important. As long as I can help somebody else really understand the game. And that's all I've been trying to do for 3 years now. Like, I had that talk. And I really wanted to be true to, what I show people and how I show people. So I don't know a lot of people that can say that, and it ain't about nobody else. It's about me and wanting to be a straight up guy, you know what I'm saying? Not being, falsified, feeling like I'm taking somebody's hard earned money or nothing like that. Because I know how it is. I get up every day and go to work too. I probably ain't gonna go to work the rest of this week though, but I mean, I got some other stuff going on. I'm probably gonna take off, but I'm gonna definitely keep everybody in the loop, man. Try to let you know what I see in the book, the rundowns, the followers. But definitely get ready, cause that Pick 4 book coming. Ain't nobody taught me this. I had to learn it all on my own. What I know as far as these rundowns and followers, ain't nobody taught me that. And I thank God that He gave me the ability to learn it and the ability to be able to teach it to you guys. Everybody have a good night. Be blessed. And we're going to keep getting it. All right? I'm out.